What's up, everyone? It's been a while since I did a video like this, but I just got done watching James Gunn Superman on HBO Max. I didn't get to go watch it in theaters because I really didn't have the time, but it just came out on HBO Max today, and I just got done watching it, so I figured I'd share my thoughts on it with you if you care to hear them. So I heard a lot of different stuff about this movie going into it. Some people said it's the best Superman movie ever. Some people thought this was the weakest Superman ever, and honestly, I can see both sides of that. The first positive thing I want to say about this movie is visually, it is stunning. The world, the cinematography, everything in this is really great. It looks like a great superhero film. My biggest issue with this movie, though, is I feel like I missed the first part of the movie. I get a lot of superhero films are starting to do this now where they don't really rehash the origin story, especially for like well-established characters like Superman. And that's cool if you don't want to rehash the origin story, but if I was to explain this, if you were to read this story in a comic book series, like say a 6-issue run, the movie starts out at the end of the second issue. The whole movie, I just felt like I missed something. There were some things going into this film I was worried about since it was directed by James Gunn. James Gunn has done a great job with movies like Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, those real comedic superhero movies. Though there was comedy there, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I do think there was enough for it to pull from the seriousness of the film. Like, I never felt like the stakes were high in this film, and it's probably because of how comedic it felt at times, so it didn't feel as serious. Also, I'm not a big fan of a lot of cussing in a Superman film. There are certain movies it works, certain shows it works. There wasn't a lot in this film. I think there was enough to I'm like, come on, you're just cussing for the sake of cussing at that point. Another thing I was worried about was all the different characters that had been teased and that was going to be brought in. And I thought that might have been too much and was going to feel more like an ensemble, but it didn't. They were just more like sidekick characters in this. As far as the comments on this being the weakest Superman, I definitely feel like this was a whiny Superman. He gave me a lot of I understand what they were trying to go for by like making him more vulnerable emotionally, I guess, showing his human side, and I get that, but it really gave you like pick me vibes. That's the kind of the feel I feel like it went overboard. You could have done that. I feel like it was done a little too much. There was a lot of really good story elements in this movie and a lot of cool stuff they brought that was just like rushed through. At the beginning of this film, Superman loses a fight. Who beats up Superman? But there is no like investigation as to who that is. The reveal of who it is was really cool, except how you revealed it. I felt like that was just kind of just sprung on you. It's like, oh yeah, they did this. A lot of things were just glossed over, just like, yeah, this is that person, move on. And I just feel like it took away from the story. Even though it was a good story. As far as the people who were claiming that this is the best Superman ever, when I think back on them, I think they got a point. I think they got a point because even though there's stuff in this movie that is not perfect and I believe could have done better, I still think it's probably the most well done Superman movie ever. It's a good Superman hero story. There are definitely some really good moments where you get that feeling of, oh, this is pretty cool. This feels like Superman. So yeah, those are my thoughts of the movie. Overall, a good Superman movie. Probably the most well done Superman movie, though I don't think it is the best Superman movie it could have been. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. And as always, thank you for watching.